The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Tell you what, we make this frog royalties off the use of this song.
It's not easy.
It's not easy being green.
Being green.
And we're talking about plants and being a green thumb, but also we're talking about the world of green, Natalie.
Oh, the colour green.
This is
or
crazy.
Cam green.
This is crazy, right? So in this is a survey done by British homeowners, right? But as we know, a lot of things in Britain bleed over to Australia. British homeowners in their 20s and 30s are gagging for avocado-coloured bathrooms.
That is a real throwback to the 1970s.
Dude.
And then everybody painted over it because it was such a bad idea.
Because no one could afford to rip the tiles out, so that's when tile paint became such a huge thing, probably about 15 years ago.
And those bathrooms used to have like a green bath and a green pedestal sink.
It was a green everything.
Nobody wants to go back to that.
Yeah, green tiles, and of course there is the subtle way of doing it. These days, I'll just have like
buying a pot plant,
a green feature wall,
or just putting an avocado in your bedroom, in your bathroom.
It just. For me, right, at the moment, if you're looking at buying property, you could be spending $1 million at the moment.
And still have to many suburbs in Perth.
And still have to renovate.
Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
$1 million before bought your mansion. That was all. It was lock and leave.
You're
walk
saying
in and
you could pay $1 million for a house and then have to go in and have to paint the bathroom avocado.
You still have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
With $1 million. That is crazy. I remember when we were at university, one of our friends had carpeted bathroom.
Oh, I lived in a house with a carpeted bathroom. Oh, sorry.
Bathroom.
No, I lived in a house, this is worse, with a carpeted kitchen.
A carpeted
kitchen. 9 Hillside Road, Rosanna in Melbourne. Carpeted kitchen. Horrendous. Because of course, food spillage. It's just awful. It was gross. Another house that I lived in, Nathan, also in Melbourne when I was at university, had in the lounge room. This is a very mid-century modern house. Now that I think about it, that house was awesome. Except in the lounge room, it did have kind of avocado-coloured carpet. Not ideal. But one entire wall, the back wall of the lounge room, which was a substantial wall, was covered in wooden shingles.
Oh, for the roof.
What you would use on the roof. That's right. Yeah,
yes.
but wooden. So these wooden shingles that kind of came down all the way, overlapping all the way down the wall. And in that there were hidden cupboards, like you'd press it and a cupboard would open. That's where your stereo system was kept.
Oh, jeez.
An entire wooden shingled wall. It's tough to decorate that.
I remember when we were growing up, I mean, our house didn't really go through many renovations, but one thing that Dad did do, I remember, was
wasn't put a bedroom door on.
No, it was when he changed the walls in the dining room. I use that as a loose term, and then changed it all to that wood paneling that you see in caravans. And we just thought
that was an era.
We thought now this 2-bedroom no door place is now a mansion. We want to talk about the style that you've had to live with because you had no other choice. And if you've recently bought something where you're living with something from the 70s.
My parents have a burnt orange kitchen cabinet that Dad made.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Let us know the style that you've been forced to live with.
Eve, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
all right, Eve, did you move into a house and then just have to live with something that was a real throwback?
Yeah, I don't know if you would call it a throwback, but pretty much I moved into this house with my family like a couple of years ago, and we share a driveway with another person.
Yep.
And along the fence of the driveway, there are hedges, and there's like a box in these hedges.
Yes.
And my sister and I were like super nosy one day, so we looked in this box, and when we opened it, there was like 3 like skulls in this box, just like stuck to the back of the box. I couldn't tell you what they're
there was
for.
what?
A skull.
A skull?
Yeah.
In
like
a box?
Or like
in a hedge?
Yeah.
So it's like they've mounted boxes on the fence in sort of breaks in the hedge. Yes. And when you open those boxes,
there's skulls
stuck in there. So they're deliberately there.
Yeah.
And are they human skulls? What are they?
No, I couldn't tell you, but like it was terrifying, and now we just avoid it because we don't know what it's there for.
No one would.
Some sort of sacrifice.
I don't think there is anyone that is listening right now across the world that could tell you why there would be
maybe
intermittent
other than the person that put it there.
skulls in a driveway.
Because why would you cover that up? You'd want that open so everyone could see. You shouldn't have to open the box to see your
If
mounted
you're going
skulls,
to the trouble of getting your skulls, Natalie, and displaying them, you would want people to be able to see them. It sounds so culty. It sounds
does.
so occulty.
It does. Anyway, good luck, Eve.
Jeez, mate.
Jen's in Coopolup. Hi, Jen.
Hello, how you going?
Hey, good, Jen.
Jen, did you move into a house and went, oh, we have to live with that?
Yeah, so our house has got a couple of interesting old schooly things. So we've got a lovely lilac toilet that includes the toilet seat and
Amazing.
everything.
Amazing.
And also in the kitchen we've got the really sort of 70s tiles that have, the bowl of fruit and the little
The
urn and
pictures
things
of
like that.
things. Why did they think that we needed the pictures of things we liked on our
I
tiles?
don't know.
Oh, like the dolphins and the baskets of things.
But
and
you had the basket of fruit in the kitchen because that's where the food is.
Yeah, but then also there's some that have got like trees, like a couple of trees, like a farm sort of scene. And then, you've got that 100 times because it's on every tile. Why? Why?
No, you could just have it as a feature tile.
And then also think about it. Back in the 70s, right? Your lilac toilet, right? So that was the time where men made decisions. Men
That would have
made
been
the money.
top of the range too, that lilac toilet.
That would have been the guy saying to his wife, "Sweetheart,
we
you
need?
do whatever you want." She goes, "You know what? The way I can find happiness in this world in the 70s is to have a purple toilet."
A lilac toilet.
And he said, "Yeah." That puzzles me. That whole thing.
You're right. They should have gotten pink,
puzzles
shouldn't
me.
they? Yeah, it should have been salmon. You're right. Now that you bring it up.
Lilac toilets,
Thank you,
mate.
Jen. Joe's in Murdoch. Hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Joe.
What have you had to live with?
I don't think you're ready for my house, and I'm still living in it.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
great.
All right.
Okay, you're ready. So every single room is a different colour. So our laundry is brown, our bathroom is pink, our bedroom is purple and blue, and then in our ensuite is carpeted. The kitchen is green as well. It's an emerald green with the lovely avocado pictures, actually.
Wow.
So, ensuite is carpeted. We then have to go up a mountain. It's about 5 steps, and then you drop down into the bathtub. And you also can't open the cupboard because it's an open-the-door cupboard, but the air conditioner is there. So
You can't actually open it. That's actually amazing, Joe. I can picture it.
How long have you been in this house for now?
3 years.
3 years. So, did you buy it at an astronomical price compared to the fact that you had to renovate it?
I am very, very lucky we bought it just before the biggest boom ever. But now we can't afford to renovate.
Can't afford to renovate.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because of the mortgage has gone up. Yeah.
So you can't even not have a non-carpeted ensuite. To be honest, though, and I had a shower at my friend's house that was carpeted. It's nice coming out of the bathroom and everything
It's
being...
not unusual.
nice
English
on your feet.
houses often have a carpet in the bathroom. It's not unusual
it's
there.
nice on your feet, but it gets that smell.
Yeah,
That
and if there's
wet
a
dog
toilet...
smell.
Feet are wet.
And the toilet, if boys' aim isn't good, as we know it's not, that's not great. It's not great.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
National treasure doesn't go too far.
His name is Edward McGuire.
Eddie McGuire, ahead of hosting the My Room Grand Final Spectacular live at 7:30 tonight on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Good morning, Ed.
Good on you, Nathan and Nat. And how are you, Shaun? Great to talk to you in grand final week.
It is unbelievable, Eddie. So look, you can't help when you get sick, right? But Shaun got sick recently, and that was during the Olympics when we had so many sports interviews on, and now the grand final week is in Bali.
On long service leave. Ed, would you have been granted a week of long service leave in the lead up to a grand final at any point?
Well, I wouldn't have asked for a start, but what, he's not there. I mean, look, I know he's from Fremantle, so grand finals don't win large, but seriously, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. If you need me to come on as your sports boy, I'm happy to come on and help you guys.
Eddie
Well,
McGuire,
we need all the help we can, mate, because at the moment in this building, the sports boy is me. And that's a real problem.
I do front up at Olympics and grand finals, so there's the head start.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Eddie, were you born an Edward? You're an Edward?
I am an Edward, yes, indeed.
When
yes.
did we transition from
E.J. McGuire, named after my father.
Were we ever an Edward? Like, did you ever live as an Edward? Were you an Ed?
Probably only if I was naughty, but probably at my baptism, and then I've been Ed or Eddie since. Yeah, so or hey you. One of those three.
Eddie, I was in Melbourne over the weekend just gone and a bit of last week. Did I see, because, you know, we don't normally see it here, but is your son a sports reporter now?
Yes, so my son won the Clinton Grivers Award for the AFL Media's Rising Star,
yes.
but he's now studying at St Andrews in Scotland, so he's going over there, he's doing politics, philosophy and economics, and then he'll come back and he'll probably continue his career somewhere in the media there. And my other son's the starting punter for Ohio State University in America, the number 1, 2 or 3 ranked college team, so he's playing this week in front of 105,000 people. So, they're both boys that have left me. So I'm going to do the old mental as anything. If you leave me, can I come too?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and see them.
Well, St Andrews is where Prince William went and met Kate Middleton.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, that's, we're royalty from Broadmeadow.
You are, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Not quite. I think we left there because of, might have had to leave Ireland and Scotland because of Republican tendencies. But anyway, we're back.
That's amazing. You've got very high achieving children. That's not bad.
Well, they're good boys despite their father. They've done well, obviously, following in Mum's lead. But no, they're going great guns. But yeah, Xander spent the last period of time working on 9 News, which might sound, because he's old man's at 9.
Nepo baby.
Except he keeps winning everything, and he's a pretty good boy in his own right. So he's over there. They don't know me at St Andrews, so he's living his own life these days.
Someone over there would know Eddie McGuire.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ed, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because I looked at him and saw the name and went, well, there's no doubt that he's your son, because you look exactly the same.
He does. I mean, it's funny. I started Channel 10 when I was 17, so they've got plenty of shots of me when I was around his age, and people do make the point that he sounds a bit like me and looks like me, which is always reassuring for a father, because as Lou Richards used to say, you're certainly sure who your mother is, but there's always a level of doubt, isn't there?
Well, there's no doubt in the case of
whenever anyone says that I look like my dad, if he hears it, turns around and goes, and laughs at me like I've been insulted. And I'm like, but they're talking about your face, Dad. Hey, so what's happening with My Room Grand Final Spectacular live tonight? What's happening?
Yeah, well, it's going to be fantastic. We have got the biggest names. I mean, we're going to have the opening up. When we walk out tonight, you'll see Marcus Bontempelli, Patrick Cripps, Nick Dacos. We'll have Cody Waitman from the Western Bulldogs. Cody Simpson, who's singing the national anthem on Saturday, will be our special guest, the superstar swimmer and international acting sensation. We'll be raising millions of dollars for the kids with cancer at My Room. And we know just how great the Perth Telethon is on Channel 7. So we're going to do something pretty good here on pretty much the eve of Grand Final with the public holiday tomorrow. Billy Brownless and some of the biggest names in football, the Sunday Footy Show panel previewing the game. So tonight's a beauty. We're going to do it at 7:30, so good time for the families to sit around and go, right, let's get stuck into the grand final, let's enjoy ourselves and have some fun.
Yeah, it is all about, raising money and having a bit of fun, which we appreciate. Yeah. Ed, I've noticed, like, normally post-season and, after the main home and away season, everyone's talking about trade and the movements of players. This is the first year I can remember that there's been so much talk about the movement in the media, the people jumping ship from one network to another, and rumours that Caroline Wilson's going here and they're going there. Can you remember a year when there's been so much movement in the media?
Oh, well, going back in time when Channel 7 tried to raid the Footy Show, that was pretty volatile and exciting. But there's a bit going on at the moment. But, as you say, to use the football vernacular, we'll get rid of the list cloggers and bring through the new faces. And it's good to see after 18 years, Channel 7 have worked out that this is the show that they should be trying to do. But no, look, it's going to be good. There's going to be good battles next year. I say, fair play to Caro and Hutchie. The opportunities come up for them. Yeah. The media, as you guys know, is a bit more volatile, and there's less money around and things like that. So you take your options and go and do things. And what it does is it gives a real opportunity for the next generation. Yeah. So what we've always done at 9 is we come up with a show shows, and we come up with the personalities, and we'll do that again on the Monday night. We have the show that I host on the Wednesday, and we've got other big ideas. In fact, we've been looking. We've got shows ready to go, but didn't have any time slots. So it's quite exciting. And look, Seven will do a lot of shows. They've got 7+ as their digital network as well, so they're going to be going hard in there. They have the football for the next 8 years, so clearly they're going to invest in it. And look, as we always say, too much football is not enough, is it?
Yeah. Well, don't call Sean. He'll be in Bali.
No, Sean's busy.
Well, there's a spot for Sean if he turns up. We just got to see if
he won't turn up.
The big tank doesn't drink itself.
Eddie, there was a really funny letter to the editor in the West Australian today from a guy named Harvey Pearce from Queen's Park, and he's got a great idea, and I think you should pitch it to the AFL, and that is the person that is coming doing the show this year. Of course, it's Katy Perry. We should be getting them, like when you see a celebrity do a first pitch at a major baseball game, we should get them to do the centre bounce.
A ceremonial centre bounce. What do you reckon?
It'd be hilarious.
Ray Chamberlain couldn't do it.
No. How funny would that be every single time? And the people are like rubbish at it.
I'd rather watch that than them toss the coin.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, even to get her to have a kick, you should see them trying to kick the ball as well. Handball's the one that flummoxes them completely.
Yes, that's true.
No idea on a handball. But, I like that. There's a bit of merit. Any opportunity to humiliate an international star.
And it'd go viral, and then I reckon all the celebrities around the world would see if they can try and do a centre bounce, because it's bloody hard.
You can imagine, you can see it happening. Katy Perry striding up to the centre bounce and lining the ball up and going bang, and it ricocheting straight into
her face, and then she sings all the songs of the blood nose.
Now you've got my attention.
There you go.
The guy's a genius. In fact, you want to be careful. Channel 7 will make him a producer.
Yeah, that's right. And we better get a prediction. Who do you reckon's going to get up on the weekend?
Look, it is the line ball. I think you have to go with Sydney because they finished the season on top of the ladder. They've been the best team in it, and they've had the best run. They've had the 2 weeks break in between. They've done very well. Had a good hard hit out in the first final. Cleaned up Port Adelaide last week. Other than their captain, Cullen Mills, they're pretty much in pretty good physical condition. The only thing is, talking to Dane Zorko on our show last night on Footy Classified from the Brisbane Lions, he made the point they've come down early. Last year they felt they were a bit rushed and a bit all over the place. And, they're turning up everywhere. Like tonight, Harris Andrews is coming onto the My Room show with us. Sydney is still working out whether they send somebody who might get somebody who's not playing. But they've actually embraced the week, come down early, trained, just feeling good about it, getting into the spirit of it all. And they've got a real belief, the way they've had come back in their finals. So, it's an interesting one. You get excited about these comebacks. Sometimes you get to the grand final and one team just hits the wall and that's it. So Sydney are primed to be the team that really finishes full of run. But if they can hang it together for one more time, and you never know with Joe Danaher and Eric Hipwood up forward, the crazy gang, who knows which one will turn up, good Joe or bad Joe. Yeah. But as we saw last year, they're a kick away from winning it. I think they've got the best record in football over the last 4 years. So, look, I'll say Sydney, and maybe it'll be a Grundy production with Brodie Grundy winning the Norm Smith medal, my old mate from the Pies. Okay. And, if he wins the Norm Smith medal, then Sydney win the grand final.
Yeah, all right. And it's going to be a nice sunny day too, 23 and bright sunshine.
Thanks,
Hopefully tonight it's going to rain in Melbourne, which means they all stay in and watch my show.
That's right. Check it out. Channel 9 at 7:30 tonight, the My Room Grand Final Spectacular live. Eddie McGuire, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks, mate.
Hey, good on you guys, and I'm still available for any sort of freelance work. If Sean, going somewhere else,
mate, just put in your calendar if there's any big sporting thing coming up. We'll need you then because he won't be here. Thank you so much.
And Nat, if I'm busy, I've got a son who can do it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Good to know. Thanks, Eddie.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So what we're looking for today, the category, is the most bizarre boudoir inspired by the lady who was excited to get a air fryer for one because she wanted to put it in her bedroom for her nighttime air frying needs.
Can I tell you though, if she's a single girl on the prowl and she brings a boy back to her room and then she's got
chicken nugs.
And she's got an air fryer in there, he's going to be all about that.
I know, but it's only an air fryer for one.
Because then he can bring his mini fridge.
She's going to need two if he's there as well.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right, we've got our first person that would love to win the award in this category, Heather from Iluka, with us. Hi, Heather.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Great, Heather. Welcome to the awards, Heather. So, of course, this is the award for the most bizarre boudoir. Ooh, tell us about the bedroom.
Okay, it might not be so weird to dog owners, but I've got a pretty big dog and she's got pretty short fur. She gets very cold, especially through winter, so she always has to be under a doona. She doesn't sleep on my bed because she's so big.
Yes.
So essentially, I've got a swag in my bedroom for my dog.
So you look like you've got like somebody camper.
Yes, a jolly swagman living with you. So is it a full, like, human-sized? It's a proper human swag.
It's pretty much a big human, almost like a tent that's covered. It's got a doona hanging all the way inside it, so she burrows her way far into this big, long, almost pretty much a swag.
Yes.
And, she stays tucked up in there all night.
Can I be honest with you, Heather?
Easily sleep in it.
Heather, if I was over at your house, right, and I said, oh, Heather, can I borrow the bathroom? You said, no worries. And then I walked past your bedroom and had a look in there and saw that. I would think that was definitely a sex thing.
Yes.
I would think it's some weird sex tent that I haven't seen.
Doesn't everybody have a sex swag in their bedroom?
What do you crawl in there and do?
I just think it's my husband who's always in the dog box.
I mean, it does double up, doesn't it?
Get in the swag.
That's amazing. Okay, you hang there, Heather. Megan's in Heathridge. Hello.
Hello, how you going?
Hi,
Great, Megan.
So the award up for grabs, of course, is the most bizarre boudoir. Tell us about the bedroom.
My parents have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So they've got a farm 2 hours out of Perth, and they've got 4 different designed rooms. One's a pirate room, has like old vintage guns on the wall with massive swords, 4-poster wooden bed. Then they've got the Elvis room, which is just pretty much looks like LA. It's like red walls, everything's white, looks fresh. Then there's the sea room, which has like murals of dolphins on the wall. The one that's my favourite is the Africa room. It's got a massive, almost 500-kilo wooden bed that's all hand carved with scary like masks, like those masks and things like that. There's stuffed animals everywhere. There is a massive eagle in the corner that gets me nearly every time I wake up. But
so when you say an eagle in the corner, are you talking about like a taxidermy stuffed eagle?
Yep.
Okay, can I ask 1,000 questions?
Yes.
Number one is, do they own a bed and breakfast, or this is just their house?
It's just their house. When they bought it off someone who had it for his family to come up, so he had all these different rooms and he enjoyed buying unique things. So when they bought it, it was just like that. But
So they bought it like this and thought, no, this is perfect. We don't need to change a thing.
pretty much.
Megan. Okay, that's hilarious.
What's the room no one wants to sleep in? Which is the less room?
I think probably the Africa room's the scariest one when you wake up in the middle of the night, but it's the ones my parents have done up, so every time I go there, that's the one I get.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sleep in the dolphin room.
Because you wake up and think you're underwater.
No, I like dolphins.
yeah, cool.
I just it's not the one that floats my boat.
Well, I don't think you get a restful night's sleep in a pirate room. I just think they're always going to rob you.
I just cannot believe they bought it like that.
And have just added to it rather than take it away.
They're always talking about don't go too far with your design choices because you won't sell your house.
Yeah, wrong. Thank you, Megan. You hang there. Jess is in Byford. Hello.
Morning, guys. How are we?
All right,
good,
Jess.
Jess.
We've heard some strong contenders for this Bizarre Boudoir Award. What have you got for us?
So growing up, I shared a room with my sister for our whole lives until we moved out. Now, we were taken along to the Moscow Circus, and I had a fascination for clowns afterwards. My mum jumped on board with this one. My sister was absolutely terrified. She redecorated our room in clown theme. This also included 2 nearly life-size stuffed clowns that sat on our bed.
And get kids to sleep in a room full of clowns?
Yeah, they stared my sister down every night before she went to sleep. Yeah, she was traumatised. We even had a lamp, and it was like a little girl clown, and she had real hair.
Real hair.
That sounds flammable, but sure.
It just sounds like a murder den.
Yes.
It really does. There was a show when we were growing up. It was a movie that came out called Clown House, which actually sparked off a lot of people's clown phobias. It was about a asylum that had a breakout, and then the most dangerous people came out of it, and they were all dressed as clowns.
Because
famously
famously
just went and murdered everyone.
Yeah.
And you slept in it.
Yeah. And I love how your mum's like, yeah, no, there's no problem. I see no problem with this. And your poor sister's traumatised. All right, thank you, Jess.
okay.
So we've got to declare a winner.
All right, so we started with Heather, and Heather has
Yes.
got a human-sized swag in her bedroom with a tent and everything for a dog to sleep
Set
in.
up at all times. And then, of course, Megan's parents have got the pirate room, the Elvis room, the sea room, and the Africa room.
Yeah. It reminds me of the brothels in Kalgoorlie. They're all themed.
That was where I thought as well. And, of course, Jess and her clowns.
Yeah. Okay.
So up for grabs, we have $500 and a family pass to the Perth Royal
Now,
Show.
there is Natalie and myself in the room. Also, our boss, David McClung, paneling the show. We have 3 votes. Everyone put your fingers up. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, perfect.
Okay. And the winner is... Megan from Heathridge and your parents' creepy, creepy house. Megan, you're off to the Perth Royal Show and you've got $500 in your pocket, Megs.
Oh, my God, thank you so much.
No
My
worries.
son is going to spend that so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why you actually
Thank
won
you
that
so
award
much.
is because your parents bought it like that. That is right. If they made it like that, you probably wouldn't have won. The fact they bought it like that.
They bought it and then didn't change it, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
extraordinary.
that's insane.
That's
you,
unique.
Megan.
We love it.
I love
Thank
it
you
too.
so much.
Thanks, honey.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.